Oh man, Bitcoin bounces back with vengeance. Did you buy the dip on the Bitcoin crash yesterday? I know certainly who did. It was BlackRock. Yes, buyers of the BlackRock ETF saw record inflows as Bitcoin experienced a flash crash yesterday. This was a flash crash, which I called. I said days ago that we were heading. You can see the video from the thumbnail that we're heading for all-time highs this week. We hit that. And in that exact same video, I said that after we hit that all-time high, do not be surprised to see us get a flash crash in the market. You saw exactly that. In fact, I even gave the detail of, guys, this flash crash could be a couple of hours. Do you have your limit buys ready? And we've seen that Bitcoin now bouncing back with vengeance. Very, very strong here on the chart. We're going to take a look exactly what key levels here we can see in the charts. Plus, what I expect to happen here with Bitcoin. If you appreciate this type of content, make sure you smash the likes. Do not forget to subscribe. As always, check out the links here in the description to trade with me. I'm actively trading altcoins on a daily basis, and I'm sharing exactly how I profit from the crypto charts in our Telegram channel. Pinned comment below. So, Bitcoin, take a look at this, guys. Check this out here on Bitcoin. Powerful, powerful day. Let's just recap. What have we seen over the last couple of days? We saw a big move up here, right? We saw this nice big 8% day on Monday. The next day, we touched the all-time high, right? We went as high as 69,324. It looked really, really strong. And then boom, a flash crash taking you all the way down to lows of 59,000. So you went from 69,000 to 59,000 again. This is something I called. I said you could see a $10,000 pullback on Bitcoin. It was exactly $10,000. Now what are we seeing? A powerful green day today, 5% to buy the dip. Now, that doesn't mean we're out of the woods. Can we head to 70,000? Can we head higher? I'm going to break down what I'm seeing. But first and foremost, we need to understand what the sentiment in this market is. There's two types of personas. One that have started to FOMO into this market, and then when Bitcoin dumps, they experience what is known as fear, right? You've seen this. This was 82 last week in extreme greed, even when it's high yesterday as 90 when we hit the all-time high. I warned of this, and then when the flash crash happens, you fall down to 75. In that very same moment when you get that flash crash, you've got those that panicked, that bought in at 69 right at the peak and started FOMOing into this market. Oh look, I need to chase those green candles. But then you get the experienced buyers. You get those that kind of know what they're doing, waiting for those inevitable pullbacks. And we saw exactly that through evidence on the BlackRock Bitcoin ETF. A record 12,600 Bitcoins were bought in the dip. And so the question for you guys is, did you panic in that dip? Were you one of those spreading FOMO? Were you one of those questioning your conviction because Bitcoin fell 8, 9, 10% in a day? Which, by the way, it can do, and it's been up crazy since 15,500. It's been up crazy since 30,000 and 40,000 and 50,000. Did you panic when it went from 69 to 59? Even though people like me on this YouTube channel called it and said, look, there's a bunch of leverage in the system. Do not be surprised to see liquidations. You got to question yourself. If you panicked, and there were some in our community and Telegram group panicking, you got to ask yourself why. Why was I panicking? Why am I just, is it because I'm just chasing into buys, which I don't know what I'm doing? I'm not doing my research. If you're that, you've got to educate yourself. This is a bull market. You need to understand exactly how volatile crypto is and how to take advantage of it. So, $9 billion of dip at 59,000 was bought. These are the people you want to be. You want to be the people buying the dip. You want to be the people holding firm when the fear and greed index is fluctuating, when people are being liquidated, when there is, so to speak, blood on the streets. You're pulling out your wallets and you're able to DCA because you got conviction. You don't need the market to give you green candles to tell you when to buy, right? The green candles don't tell you anything about Bitcoin and the fundamentals and the reason why you're invested in there. It's a lag measure. It goes up afterwards. And so you can see here, record flows. The previous high was 12,600 Bitcoins just bought in the BlackRock IBIT ETF. Huge, huge, huge. And the reason I wanted to illustrate that is people were buying the dip, and you shouldn't be surprised. Now, the next thing I need to bring to your attention is what's going to happen next? Like, how much more liquidations you have? You know, I shared this chart with you. Well, there's two key levels I need you guys to be aware of. The first one is the yellow line at the bottom there. You can see around the 62,000 mark. Huge amounts of liquidations there. You've then got a bunch of liquidations just above 68,000, right? Back into that kind of 68 to 69,000 range. So be wary of this wick here and be wary of 62. Do not be surprised to to see market makers maybe want to take the top side liquidity, then take the bottom side liquidity with a big pullback again. You guys have to be prepared, right? Crypto is the most volatile asset class known to man because of the leverage, because of the easy access to leverage in the system, right? And because of that, you have huge levels of liquidations. You saw that there was over $1 billion liquidated yesterday in the flash crash. $1 billion wrecked. You don't want to be a statistic, and that is why I only trade long. I don't take out leverage. I don't need margin. I trade in a steady, systematic way. 30% spot trades, boom. 40% spot trade, boom. And I keep banking and repeating it. And that's how I'm able to build my wealth through trading crypto. Now, of course, I've got a long-term portfolio as well. I'm enjoying these green days in my portfolio. Then if we get big pullbacks, I'm buying the dip. If we get these liquidations, which I'm not a part of, by the way, because I'm not leveraging, then I'm going to take advantage of it. When all these people get wrecked and the domino effect kicks into more liquidations and we get a flash crash like we did there, down to 59,000, I have limit orders ready. If we get a flash crash down to 50,000, I want in. If we get a flash crash down to 45,000, I want in. And so if we take a look at the Bitcoin chart, we need to start looking at what are the key levels, right? Let's move my ugly face out of the way and let's start taking a look at where we think support lies. Now, the most obvious level of support for you watching my content is the EMA ribbon, right? EMA ribbon sits at 58,000. So you should not be surprised when you saw this wick yesterday dip all the way down close to that level, right? And in the end, it bounced from the horizontal support at the roughly 60,000, right? That's where the dip was born. But do not be surprised to see this want to come down more meaningfully to test this EMA ribbon before moving upwards. In fact, that would be my preference. I would much rather Bitcoin come now, test the EMA ribbon, just like this wedge did. This wedge came into the EMA ribbon, then we had a nice extended move. This consolidation here was so bullish that we didn't even come touch our EMA ribbon. It just went, right? So I'm happy for this to come down to the EMA ribbon. If it does, it's actually a good, meaningful pullback, okay? So I'm not too bothered. Now, in the shorter term, if we take a look at the 4-hourly chart, you'll start to see something already happen. The flash crash yesterday threatened to close the EMA ribbon below, but it didn't. The dip was bought within that 4-hourly EMA ribbon. So this dip was very, very short-lived to the extent that even the 4-hourly EMA ribbon was maintained as bullish. So this current trend right now here on Bitcoin is super bullish. We're riding above our EMA ribbon and it's nice and strong. Now the important thing is, if we can again break through 69,000 and not only break through it, but retest and hold, we then enter what is known as price discovery. And that's where things get really interesting. When we can start getting daily candle closes above the all-time highs and start working our way upwards, things can get really, really interesting on Bitcoin. And that's what I'm waiting for. Because then, all bets are off. All TAO is off. It's now based on inflows and people getting excited and more people wanting to get involved into crypto going into the halving. Super, super exciting time here for crypto. Of course, be very vigilant, be very prepared for pullbacks, be ready to buy the dip if you're looking to add to your positions, right? And also, if you're trading, be very, very careful. There's a reason I don't use leverage. There's a reason why I'm kind of taking trades and being in the market. I'm not going gung-ho and being crazy because there's a bunch of liquidity in the system. I need to be prepared for this to be flushed out. Now, when it gets flushed out to the downside and price hits a bit of a support, I take trades from support. You won't find me taking trades at all-time highs, right? Some people will message and say, why are you not trading at all-time highs? Bitcoin's going crazy. Nope, I wait for support, I let it come in, and then I'm sniping my entries. If you guys want to see exactly how I trade, make sure you're in our Telegram community, jarscrypto.com/TG. If you appreciate these updates, even when I'm on my jollies here, then please smash up the likes. Do not forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.